Alright, this video is going to be about what caused black African melanated beings to fall from their grace as far as like ruling the whole entire planet Earth. Alright, I would have to say, based off my research, that this started when we were at our fall during Egypt, around the time when Akhenaten took over and destroyed the priesthood of Amen. See, what Akhenaten did was he went around defiling all of the statues that he could possibly get his hand on. See, a lot of people think that it was just the Caucasians that was knocking noses off the Sphinx, getting rid of all these different gods. But no, this is common sense. See, what Akhenaten did was he got rid of he changed it from a whole bunch of gods to just one god, which was the sun god, S-U-N god, sun god, one god, the sun. So he changed the whole policy. And when you read Stolen Legacy by George G.M. James, what you find out is, before Akhenaten, Amen, the Ramesses and all of them, the rulers, the pharaohs and priests, shit, guess what they was doing? Anybody that was a foreigner to Egypt that wasn't a melanated descent, it was off with their heads. They did not allow Caucasians, nobody that wasn't of their own kind in that land. Alright, this is just what it was. So, when Akhenaten came, Akhenaten allowed foreigners to come in. Alright, and this is how the Greeks began to learn and flourish off the basis of Akhenaten. Alright, and this was the beginning of the European rise and the beginning of the African melanated beings' fall. And see, what started this shit, and when you go to the core of it, it's always an inward battle, an inward fight. So, using the law of correspondence, as above, so below, as within, as without. But we're going to use as within and as without. Let me explain. See, on the inside of your cells, the core of your cells, when you stress, and this was a stressful period because we were fighting amongst each other. When you stress, the photons in the core of your cells begin to deplete, diminish. And what happens then? Your white blood cells can't fight off foreigners, free radicals. And when this happens, disease sets in. Because you have an you have an inward battle, and this causes all types of foreigners to move in and invade. Okay, the white blood cells, in this sense, was Ramesses and all of the other pharaohs before Akhenaten. All right. So when Akhenaten came, what he did was put us in a stressful stage. Therefore, the white blood cells were not fighting anymore. Okay, this is as within, as without. And this allowed foreigners to come in, invade the Persians and all that shit to destroy our monuments. Along with Akhenaten, he was already defiling the temples and shit. That's why they got rid of Akhenaten ass. Alright, and they was like, okay, enough of your shit. You doing too god, you fucking up too much. Akhenaten was literally trying to wipe out our history. Going around destroying damn statues of the Africans. Okay? This is what he was doing. Y'all gotta research this shit. Alright? Akhenaten was a reflection of the European people. I don't know if this motherfucker was a clone or not. Alright, he was like a Martin Luther King of the day. And that shit has never worked out. It's totally against the law of human nature. It's totally against the laws of nature, because we know that red ants flock with red ants, blackbirds flock with blackbirds. This is just the law of nature. Everything flocks to its own kind. All right? That's just the way nature set this shit up. This is why Ramesses and all the rest of them before Akhenaten was like, hell no. So even when you read in the Bible, it says that do not intermix with foreigners. That's what the shit say in the Bible. I didn't say that shit. That shit in the Bible. All right? So Akhenaten was going against divine law. And this is why the Egyptians got rid of his ass. Okay? This is what it is. So, as I said, what caused the fall of the black African melanated beings was inward fighting, which was a stressful stage, okay, within the cells, which depleted the photons, and it caused these foreigners to move in. This is on the inward level now. The same thing happened on the outside, okay? Because like I said, when you stress, your white blood cells cannot fight off free radicals. And one thing we know about on the outer, the white race has always been a fighting ass race, destroying, killing. These are actually our white blood cells, if you ask me, that's on the inside of our body, fighting off free radicals and shit. Okay? Because ever since they came out them caves, they've been killing, taking shit, breaking all the laws, and then recreating the laws, sitting themselves above the laws, and passing judgment and laws over anybody that defiled the laws that they have absolutely violated themselves to make. So this shit is an inward battle, was an inward battle that reflected to be in an outside battle. This is what caused it, if you ask me. Okay, because I was asked this in a comment, what caused this shit? And I'm just going with what's on the inside, there's a reflection on the outside. And I'm going off history. So if I'm in harmony with history, and if I'm in harmony with the human anatomy of what caused foreigners to move in and invade, then I'm right and exact on my shit. See, right and exact. So that's just my output. And not to mention, one thing about melanin. Melanin is a divine substance, and it makes you righteous by nature. Other than that, by circumstance. Okay? We know a lot of black people, they manipulated by food and sound wave frequencies and, shit like that. And shit they spraying in the air. But on a natural level, black people natural, they loving by nature. So this is why they allow other races just come in with their arms wide open, and because the black African melanated beings throughout history, y'all research this shit, have always allowed foreigners to come in and welcome them with welcome arms, with nothing but love. This caused them to be overthrown. And it was due to how can I put this shit? A overwhelming heart chakra. Too much open heart chakra is bad because it can cause people to manipulate you, take advantage of you. And this is what happened when you actually think about this shit, okay, on a subatomic level, and just historically wise, all right? Because subatomically, this shit put our light out, the photonic particles, and this allowed foreigners to move in and invade because the white blood cells could not defend. When you stress, you can't eat, you lose weight. And this is what happens on the outside as far as society went when we ruled the planet. Same shit. We were stagnated. We was in a state of shock. Because when you stress, it puts your white blood cells in a state of shock where they can't move. They can't work. Okay? And this causes foreigners to move in. And when you had infighting, this is when invaders move in. Okay? You can read the Art of War by Sun Tzu. He talk about this shit. Motherfucker have an inward fight and it's time to move in on their heads. So, this is what it is. Okay? You can read the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. He talk about the same shit. When a nation is having inward fighting, this is when the opponents would move in and take advantage. Shit, think about it now. That's when they are vulnerable. And this is when the African melanated beings were vulnerable and the Caucasians took advantage of the shit. This is what caused the African melanated downfall. But it all sprung from Akhenaten with his non-aggression, I would say, policy. Because he was trying to make this shit nationwide, spreading this bullshit. Okay? See, it was the Moors that had a divine role to play as far as civilizing the Caucasians from their 500-year dark age period. Because we know, if you did any research, that they were disgusting, spreading plagues all over the planet. Okay? And that shit would have affected everybody eventually. Okay? And people would have just died off. So the Moors did a divine thing. They had to do that shit. Because now if you don't know how they lived when they was in the caves, and how they lived when they was in that barbaric state in the dark ages, okay, living in barns and shit, okay, the kings and queens took a bath once a year to six, but the kings and queens took a bath like every 6 months. Okay, everybody else took a bath like once a year. So, and then they'll teach us that we living in barns, living in mud huts and shit. Africans was running around with bones in our nose. Shit, y'all better go research the Moors and y'all 500 years in the dark ages and how we took y'all ass out of there and how we gave y'all Latin, taught y'all to speak Latin, because that's a goddamn Moorish language, which is an African language. Also the Spanish language is, because it was the Moors that taught that shit too. Also the Greek language is too. There was some black Etruscans that came from ancient Kemet that taught that shit too. So don't be leaving no comments on my page with that bullshit and think I ain't about to fire that truth back at your ass. So anyway, this is just my output when it comes to what caused the black African race to fall. So y'all need to dwell within, find that inner peace inside of y'all, kill that ego, because that ego causes your likes to diminish, because your ego reflects on another person, okay, and it causes stress in that person. And then it may alter them, and then they gotta take that damn anger out on somebody else or something else. And now there's a plague spreading around that's diminishing the photonic particles in people's cells based off your goddamn ego. And this is how that shit began on our fall. Okay? So until then, find inner peace. Fuck the dumb shit. Peace.